Hey, happy Monday. Sales Director Corrin, Cresci here. Okay, so it is the end of our star quarter. I think we're probably all very aware of that. You are either done with your star, pleasantly pleased with where you're sitting pretty on your star level, or you're scrambling to finish your star today. Either way, finishing, working on your star, celebrating your star, being a star, it's all something that you want to do. So if you need tips and ideas on how to finish your star, last-minute sales ideas, Melinda did a fabulous call. You can listen to that playback. I highly encourage it. Okay, so moving into Monday, a new week, here's something I'm going back to. A few months ago, I was totally into this, kind of got away from it for a little bit. I'm back on it. It's really becoming very, very curious about all the women I'm around, all the women that I'm in front of through social media, through Zoom appointments, whether it's at church or just all the women you're around, not the ones not in Mary Kay, and really just coming from a place of curiosity, just wondering what you wash and moisturize your face with. Like finding a way to just kind of like bring it up in conversation. I even said today, like, I'm taking a survey, trying to figure out, what are women using? What do you wash and moisturize with? You will be so surprised some of the answers that you hear. You are going to feel as if you have a calling, a new calling, and that is to help the women of the world figure out how to have really great, healthy-looking skin. You know, there was a time when I really, like, in my business thought my job was to take, like, the miracle set or the repair set and carry it around like a beacon and attract women to it. And that there were women out there that needed this skincare line, and I was bound and determined to find them. And kind of I did. I mean, isn't that kind of how we all operated our businesses? And we'd go out and hold appointments, and 3, 4, 5, 6 women would sit around a kitchen table. They'd all try the skincare line, and then 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them would probably get started using it, right? And then we just kind of dismiss the other ones like, oh, well, and move on to the next group and get a group of women around the kitchen table and pull out a couple skincare customers and move on to the next group. And when this pandemic hit and everything kind of shifted, I really just got more into questioning, curiosity. What do you wash your face with? What do you moisturize with? And then found that if I took it a step further and asked one more additional question, which was whatever they say, you know, whatever brand they say, whatever formula they're using, whatever they tell you, following it up with this question, which is, are you getting the results that you were hoping for from that? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. How crazy is that? Like, what a great opportunity you have to swoop in. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to swoop in with a skincare set. Like, I have developed a lot of customers just through conversation in the last few months with no samples, no skincare appointment, and just talking them through, like, what do you like a cleanser to do for you? What kind of consistency do you like? And looking at this full lineup of cleansers we have. So instead of trying to take like a miracle 3D set and cram it down people's throats and convince them they needed these, steps, it's really more about like finding the right cleanser, finding the right moisturizer, and really educating. And that's what I'm super, super finding. So recently had this conversation with a gal, found out she doesn't wash her face. I know, gross, right? She's, oh, I don't use a cleanser. I've tried every cleanser I've ever tried, just like really over dries my skin and leaves dry patches on my skin. And I was like, really? Well, have you ever tried a Mary Kay cleanser? She was like, no, it's just all cleansers. Well, in my mind, of course, it's not all cleansers. She's probably not using good cleansers, right? And so I was like, okay. And then she said that I have really dry skin. So I hooked her up with a moisturizer. So you see, it's kind of like being a skin problem solver and then just taking it one step at a time, next step. Got her a moisturizer. And I said, how followed up? How's the moisturizer doing? Oh, it feels so good on my skin. I have such dry skin. So it was like, okay, listen, would you be open to trying to solve your dry skin problem with me? Okay, well, what do you suggest? Well, hello, I suggest you wash your face. Obviously, we have to wash our face, right? But it's like a process. So I got her on a cleanser. She just got it today. So, it's a step by step, like I said. But when you can just come from a place of curiosity, you might be surprised how many women you can help love their skin without samples and without having to do any sort of appointment. Not that I'm opposed to the appointments, but I'm just saying in the past, I only found skincare customers by holding appointments. And now this new virtual world that we're living in has caused me to just, find different ways. So if you find yourself with a week without bookings, because it happens sometimes, and maybe you even find yourself with a week where you kind of feel like you don't have anybody to book, because that happens sometimes, don't let it stop you from being a skin problem solver, because there are women out there that need to be using good Mary Kay products. They need to love the skin that they're in. They need to know that the products they're purchasing support causes that align with their values, and they need to know more about Mary Kay. And you can do that. Okay, ladies, that's my tip for today. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything extra to believe in yourself just a little bit more. God bless.